If your partner does this, run. It is nearly impossible to know if your partner really loves you or if they're only playing mind games with you. Well, a fun fact: you're not a mind reader. But if you stick with this video till the end, we will show you exactly how to read your partner like a romantic novel. And if you find any of these signs, you know it's time to leave immediately. Welcome to NeuroNexus. If you're seeing our videos for the first time, you should hit the subscribe button because you don't want to miss a second of our life-changing videos. Alright, let's jump in. Verbal, physical, or emotional abuse. Once your partner gets to the point of using you for boxing lessons, then you're definitely in the wrong relationship, and it is time to use the door. However, physical abuse is not the only abuse to look out for. Insulting comments and comments that scream body shaming, gaslighting, emotional blackmail, and much more are also red flags. Some partners would often use their sweet tongues to make up for their abusive behaviour, but this is something you should stop tolerating. According to California-based relationship counsellor Kay Saff, partners who put up with abuse always have excuses for why they should stay, even when it gets more intense. If your partner mocks you because you're too chubby or too skinny, you become more vulnerable after the abuse, making you uncomfortable in your own body. Every time you're being abused, it is always targeted at your self-esteem, confidence, and sense of identity. A partner who truly loves you cannot stand seeing you get hurt, let alone when he is the cause of the hurt. So, pay attention to insults and offensive comments of any kind. They are pointers that you are no longer valued. He doesn't flow with you. Most people never consider this, but have you ever tried having a deep conversation with him, and it feels like you're talking to a brick wall? You bring up something you're passionate about, and he either doesn't get it, doesn't care, or even makes you feel silly for bringing it up. Yeah, that's a big problem. Intellectual compatibility isn't just about knowing random trivia facts. It's about mental connection, sharing intellectually stimulating ideas, and enjoying conversations with each other. If every discussion with your partner feels forced, one-sided, or just dull, then the both of you probably don't match. It could be that you love talking about books, business, or new ideas, and he just shuts it down. Or he probably never challenges your thinking, never makes you see things from a new perspective, or has valid solutions when you're in a tight corner. Over time, this kind of mismatch can make you feel unheard, unseen, and bored. A strong relationship isn't just about love and attraction. It's about flowing at the same frequency, learning from each other, and growing together. If he doesn't flow with you, then you need to walk. Signs of being toxic. This one can be a little tricky if you get too blinded by your feelings, but the moment he gets toxic, it's a clear sign that you need to use the exit door. But how do you know a toxic partner? When he becomes dishonest to you in trivial things. Every healthy relationship thrives on truth and transparency. The moment that is breached, that's a problem right there. Also, the second you sense a conflict of interest creeping in, you're already on a path to a dead end. When he no longer values your opinion, or he kicks against every suggestion you make and has no interest in the things that excite you, this should tell you that your value to him has been compromised. Also, jealousy can be an interesting part of any relationship. I mean, you won't expect your partner to be cool with other guys flaunting around you, but it becomes a problem when it crosses the line. You know you have an extremely jealous partner when he is always looking through your phone, eavesdropping on your conversations, or getting overprotective when you talk with friends from the opposite sex. Other toxic signs also include competition and keeping secrets from you. These behaviours can seriously affect your emotional and mental health, so the best thing you can do is walk away. When he becomes selfish. Selfishness can be a strong insecurity check for you to know when your partner is already too toxic for you, where it's all about him and nothing else. It's like playing Monopoly with him and he keeps changing the rules for his own benefit. It is almost impossible to put up with a selfish partner who doesn't recognise your needs but keeps monopolising your time and guilt-tripping you for his mess. It should be a big deal to you because he might only show it in little things, but it can only get worse from there. Every healthy relationship flourishes when the burdens are shared. You're important too, and he has to understand that. So the second your partner shows signs of self-centeredness, then you should take your heels already. Communication has been broken. A breach in communication is one of the ways people show they lack interest in you. No relationship can survive without open and honest communication. This can get even messier with long-distance relationships. The second he starts giving excuses of being too busy to talk with you or to share how exciting or hectic their day was, then you've probably become a second choice and are no longer a priority to him. It's a sign for you to leave because you value yourself too. If your relationship will last, then you can't throw communication under the bus, or else the bus will certainly crash. Your partner should always long to hear your voice every day. It is how he builds deeper connection and intimacy with you. But communication isn't just about talking every second of the day. You know there is a communication problem when you can't hold meaningful conversations with them without being misunderstood or taken for granted. Imagine if every time you try to talk with your partner, he quickly brushes it off or gets upset. Or when things go wrong, he simply gives you the silent treatment instead of walking through it together. If you see this sign, your sanity is already at risk and you need to walk already. Now here's a bonus tip for you. If you ever imagine how beautiful your life would be without him, then it's a sign your heart no longer wants you there, so you need to leave. They make no sacrifices for you. Relationships are all about give and take. Sometimes you bend a little for your partner, and other days he does the same for you. But if you're always the one adjusting, compromising, and making all the sacrifices while he does nothing, it's already a dead end. Think about it. You're always the one rearranging your schedule to fit his, cancelling plans to be there for him, or even letting go of things you love just to make him happy. But when you ask for the tiniest favour, he suddenly has excuses or makes you feel like you're asking for too much. That's not love. That's a one-sided effort, and it will only leave you drained and exhausted. A partner who truly cares will put in effort, make compromises, and show you through actions that you truly matter to them. If he can't even move a muscle for you, that's a problem. Because here's the thing, if someone isn't willing to sacrifice even a little for you, he doesn't value you as much as you deserve. A relationship where only one person does all the hard work is simply emotional labour. Once you smell this in your relationship, you know it's time to use the door. They are more interested in their phones than you. Ever been on a date where you're sitting right across from him, but it feels like you're invisible? You're sharing a story or maybe even pouring your heart out, but he's just there, scrolling, texting, laughing at memes. It can be really frustrating when you don't get the attention you need from your partner. And if it is his phone getting in the way between you and him, that's a big red flag. According to the Greater Good Science Centre, phubbing, which is when someone snubs you in favour of their mobile phone, can decrease satisfaction in relationships. It's one thing to check a quick message or reply to something urgent, but if your partner is always glued to his screen, whether you're together, out on a date, or having an important conversation, it shows where his priorities are. And sadly, you're not on the list. A healthy relationship requires presence, removing every distraction. Real connection happens when both parties are engaged, listening and enjoying time together, not when one is physically there, but mentally lost in TikTok or Instagram. You shouldn't have to compete with a phone for your partner's attention. If he can't put it down long enough to respect your presence, you need to use the exit door. If you found this video interesting, then hit the subscribe button so you never miss out on tips like this to keep a healthy relationship. See you in the next video, and thanks for watching.